Chris and Rudy with the Kabuki String team. I've got Rudy hooked up to a band here because we're going to go through a glute activation movement here. So we call this one the PonyRide, but it is it's actually, I really enjoy it. It's a hip thruster, but it removes some of the issues that I don't like about a hip thruster. So it allows us to get in a position where we're still rooted and grounded to the floor. So you're definitely going to want to watch our rooting video and our advanced rooting video before taking a move into this movement to really understand what we've got here. But we're able to do a hip thruster grounded to the floor, and we're actually going to do some cueing of the lats as well, which is going to create some stability in the spine. So we've got a lot of great things going on from a movement perspective. And so we've got the band on his waist, and then I'm going to grab this band here. And usually you're going to walk out a pretty long distance to get some good movement there, but we'll only be able to walk so far in the studio. And same thing, this would be pulled out a long ways, but I'm going to pull a little tension here. And this can also be great for teaching the hip hinge. So it's a great tool for teaching someone that's struggling with the hip hinge. So Rudy's going to fire back with the hips. Oops. And go ahead and set up with that wider stance. There we go. There we go. Root. And root to the floor. Pull the hips back. So you can see I'm pulling at the band here. This could be mounted to a solid device. That's how we normally do this. Go ahead and stop there, Rudy. So at the finish of this movement, only you, the person doing it, know whether you're doing it completely. Because at the very end, you should be rooting and then driving those hips through hard. So you squeeze the glutes basically at the top, but you've got to make sure that the legs are locked out completely. So you're going to fire up the quads, squeeze through with the glutes right there. There's a hard contraction at the end. So only you know if you're cheating yourself here on this one. But you want to do this in a high repetition. So usually we do this at 2 sets of 50 reps at the end of a workout. This is a finishing movement.
It will finish you.
Yes, it will. So around like 20 to 30 reps, the glutes are gonna start burning. Like you're not gonna think that you're gonna get to 50, but you'll be able to crank through them. So it's a great movement for that. Great way to fire up those glutes. And if you're gonna use it as a cueing strategy, you're working on the hip hinge, a few sets of 10 would probably work for that. And you could do that as on an off day or a warm-up or something of that nature if you're just trying to ingrain that pattern with yourself or with a client. So Rudy, do you have any additional input on the what we call the PonyRide or the grounded rooted hip thruster?
Well, that part of it being grounded to make sure, because you're getting tension pulled from both ways. If you're not rooted and grounded, you're going to get thrown all over.
So again, we're going to reference those rooting videos because you shouldn't be rolling up on the toes, rolling out with the foot. You're going to be building that arch up, driving that toe down, pushing out on the heel. All those things we really want to work because that's going to fire through and get getting the activity that we want out of that. Yeah. So this is a really great exercise, great tool for focusing on those areas and developing both your squat and your deadlift. All right. So have fun going for a ride on the pony.
On the pony.